Next week, the President will come up and make his State of the Union speech to the Congress, and it'll be an opportunity for all of us to examine his last year in office, his first 2 years in office, and I think one thing that the American people are obviously feeling is the impact of his policies with respect to inflation. And if you look at overall inflation, it's 13.5% increase in the cost of everything since this president took office, but more particularly if you look at food, which is where a lot of people experience that cost, it's much higher than that. It's 18.6% increase in the cost of food since President Biden took office. For basic items like eggs, 60% increase, 30% increase for butter, 24% increase for lettuce. And so these are the types of costs that the American people are experiencing on a daily basis. And I hope the President will address that issue and what he intends to do to address this rampant inflation that has been so harmful to the pocketbooks of everyday Americans. As we think about the cost of food and those who produce it, this is a Farm Bill year, and that's an issue that's incredibly important to me. South Dakota, our agriculture is our #1 industry in South Dakota, and so as we get into the Farm Bill debate this year, I'm going to be very focused on making sure that we have a Farm Bill in place that is good for American agriculture and good for American consumers. And that really starts with making sure that consumers know where their food is coming from, where it originated. One of the things I hear from folks across South Dakota is the importance of all our food products, but in particular beef, knowing its origin. And if you think about the beef that you buy in the supermarket today, at the grocery store today, in many cases, the only thing American about it may be the plastic that it's wrapped in, if that. And so I've introduced now the American beef labeling system, which would require mandatory country of origin labeling for beef so that the American consumer will know where their beef is coming from. And I hope to have that included in the next Farm Bill. And I hope that the President, in his State of the Union speech this week, takes a hard look and talks about those things that he intends to do to make life easier, not harder, and less expensive, not more expensive, for the American people who, for the past 2 years, have been experiencing the very harmful impacts of his inflationary policies.